at you, long dingback, water-built buffalo, bad, sloppy body-built girl. Sorry, she has tried to do this to another rapper. I don't know if it's a rapper or a musician, Bryson, but she has tried to do this to someone else before, and it was unsuccessful.
Young Philly just pleaded not guilty to all of his charges, and that means he's now facing up to 70 years in prison. If you have no idea what's going on, I'm not gonna lie, you really need to. Because if you think this is just isolated to Young Philly, it's not. There's a new trend of creators and musicians getting hit with harsher sentences to set an example. We've seen it with Tory Lanez, we've seen it with Vitali, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see it soon with Young Philly. Today we're covering all the allegations, both old and new. Yep, I said new. He just caught another case last month. That's 3 total. And you just caught another side eye from the subscribe button because she's not getting enough love. Go ahead and tap that thing.
You already know what it is.
I understand some of you never even heard of this man before, and others know him all too well, so quick recap. Young Philly, real name, I can't pronounce this, I'm going to butcher his name, just read it, started his YouTube career back in 2013. He built his following off of raw charisma. Funny skits, relatable rants, man was straight oozing personality, bro. He got lit in 2019 when he joined Does the Shoe Fit with his friend Chunks. And as many of you already know, that series blew way up. I'm talking millions of views with non-stop repost. And of course, this would come with some serious perks. Like a girl with bad acne, he started popping up everywhere. I don't know if that worked. I feel like it did, but
let me know.
He was hosting dating shows on BBC Three, starred in YouTube collabs with the Sidemen and Beta Squad, played in Soccer Aid, co-hosted a game show, launched a podcast, started a music career. Yeah, he started a music career, and not just any music career, a successful music career. Straight up, some of his tracks were hitting the top 40 charts in the UK. It's a mad thing, and it would seem like there was nothing Young Philly couldn't accomplish. It was like he had the Philosopher's Stone and made gold out of nothing. And I'm not just chatting bare shit here. Even brands knew he was that guy. Heinz, GDK, BBC, Nike, UNICEF, and the list goes on. Young Philly was the face of everything cool and marketable in UK media. But by October 2024, he would literally lose everything. While on a music tour in Australia, Young Philly was arrested in Perth with some serious charges. I'm talking 4 counts of sexual penetration without consent, 3 counts of assault causing bodily harm, and 1 count of impeding breathing by applying pressure to the neck. The alleged incident happened just days before the arrest, which means he was overseas in an entirely different location when this was reported. He was dragged from Brisbane all the way back to Perth. This news spread like wildfire, and just a few days later, his entire reputation went up in smoke. Brand new information was just recently released about this case, and now we have a loose idea of what actually happened and what caused this man to literally lose millions of dollars overnight. On September 28th, Young Philly was performing at the Bar 1 nightclub in Hillary's, a northern suburb of Perth. The club was packed. It was like a movie. A crowd as far as your eyes could see completely filled up the room, and one of the people in this crowd was a university student. Now, we don't know her real name, but we do know that she was in the VIP section with a close friend. And at this point, everything was good. The music was great, the drinks were refreshing. Had this been the end of the story, he'd probably just be in jail somewhere in the UK. If you thought I said he'd be free, no, this is not the only accusation against Philly right now. This man is completely cooked. As the club was shutting down for the night, apparently Philly would get into contact with her somehow. This part is still not detailed, but eventually they'd make their way into a nearby hotel room where the aforementioned charges would presumably take place. And finally, at 5:31 a.m., she'd call her friend, but she wouldn't mention anything that happened to her that night on the phone. The conversation was short, but detectives believe this call happened right after she was assaulted. And you guys already know she got into contact with police like a day after this incident, and then the police looked at Philly and was like, no, I hope your fans got ticket protection because it's over. And then dragged him right back into Perth, where he would later show up in court, but then get released on bail back in October 2024. They had only set his bail at 55,000 British pounds. So he paid that a couple minutes after it was set. The reason nobody has seen him online is because his bail basically says he can't post on social media anymore. And of course, it's no contact with the alleged victim. But this grown-ass man couldn't behave and got caught speeding just 2 months after he had made bail. He was going 155 and a 100, or 98 miles per hour, and a 60 for all of my American viewers. And literally last month, in March 2025, he caught another sexual assault case. So just so you're aware, we're talking full-on international allegations. So here's what we believe went down. Philly was performing at a beach club in Magaluf, Spain. This was back in the summer of 2024. Basically, this girl is saying she met him there, and then later that day after the show, they bumped into each other a second time. No pun intended. That's not funny. I'm sorry. I'm guessing his mans had more riz than him because she went with him and folks that night, and after he was done doing this thing, Philly came up after and I guess ran a train on her, but she's saying this part was not consensual at all. She did not want to have any relations with Philly that night, which is kind of shocking because he's like the star, but whatever. For some reason, she waited until after she got home from her holiday vacation to report this. But soon after, British authorities contacted the Spanish civil guard, who then passed on the details to an investigating court in Palma. And basically, if these claims hold up, this man is never getting out. Okay? Y'all thought Tory Lanez got numbers? They're gonna make Tory's sentence look like a joke when they are through with Philly. They got the Australian courts asking him about this incident under oath on behalf of the Spanish authorities. And I already said at the start of this video, he recently pled not guilty, which basically means if there was any plea deal, that's gone. It's out the window. Forget throwing the book at him, they're gonna throw the entire library at this man. But we do have to remember, he seems to be happy with his legal team, so maybe they know something we don't. I hope if these allegations are untrue, then he gets home safe. But if they are, man, let me know what you think in these comments, man.
So the media is concealing who this female is. So everyone's like, who is this mysterious female? This mysterious female is Miss.
So this lady is saying that she was actually, and that these allegations are actually fake. I don't know. Let's listen to it.
I deeply apologize. We are not like that. There are certain individuals that like to take things too far, and it gives the rest of us a bad name. I truly and sincerely apologize to all of you guys, and on behalf of everyone in Australia that has sense.
I have no idea. I don't get why she's apologizing to everybody. It's not like she's the one who did it. If she has information that's like secretive or whatever, why don't you just go out and say it like, yo, actually this is all fake, this is the reason why XYZ, instead of I apologize. It just seems really performative. I'm not putting her down because I'm like, oh, young Philly, he had to have done it. I don't know if he did. I'm not gonna say I don't think he did. It's possible that he did that stuff. It's possible that he didn't do that stuff. It's possible. Evidently, if it's important enough for them to bring him from Brisbane all the way back to Perth, I mean, it has to be some pretty concrete evidence. And what the defense is saying is that, like, the stuff that this man did allegedly to this woman, I mean, there's no way she could have consented to that. That's what the defense is saying until he goes to court, which is literally in like a week, by the way, this month. So it's going to be really exciting to see exactly what happens.
So the media is concealing who this female is. So everyone's like, who is this mysterious female? This mysterious female is Miss Emma Burns, the one and only stripper and sex worker. Round of applause for Miss Emma Burns. Ya sharmuta.
So what I've heard from the grapevine online, her name is actually Ella Burns, not Emma Burns, okay? So there's two distinct different names, right? Ella does not equal Emma. However, this is speculation. People don't actually know. I can say I bought a blue car to someone, and that person is going to go to their friend and be like, hey, Tyleek bought a neon car. Well, I guess it was like bluish green or whatever. And then that person's going to go, oh, Tyleek bought a green car. And by the time it's the 1,000th person, it's going to be like, Tyleek bought a rainbow car. You know, it's a little game of telephone here. So we don't actually know. But, yeah.
Why am I so annoyed? It's because Emma Burns' friends have come out and they have exposed her. Emma went to the hotel with young Philly and they both had a mutual agreement. When you have a mutual agreement, babes, it's consensual, so there's no rape there. Emma Burns had then texted her friends and said, one of her friends, sorry, and told her friend how much of a good time she really had and that she was ready to go home. Could her friend book her an Uber? Remember that. Her friend should book her the Uber, but she's a stripper.
Okay. Let's be... Do I have to go over this right now? Okay. You can revoke consent at any time. At any time you can revoke consent. Again, I'm not trying to be against young Philly. During, before, after, not after, but during and before, you can't really revoke consent after. Like, you can't be like, you know what, actually, now that I think about it, I didn't want any of that. Literally mid-stroke, you could be like, wait, stop. And they gotta stop. They can't keep going. They gotta stop. They can't be like, wait, I'm so close. I'm about to bust. She was also saying that she called her friend. She was like, yo, this was great. This man gave me that bam. But also, this is a criminal case. Apparently, there's like no money involved. So why would she go after young Philly for no reason at all? It would make sense if like there was money or some type of settlement that can come from this, but there's not. This man is either going to go to jail for a long time or he's not. That's it. It's cut and dry. She's not going to get a single penny from this. But then again, I have to say it. There are people out there that just want to, like, you could have the greatest time with them, and then afterwards they're gonna be like, yo, that boy Tyleek, yo, he had this nice whip, bro. He had them chains, bro. And you know what? I want to take everything from that man. Like, I don't care. Like, that neighbor, I'm going to take everything from that neighbor. You feel me? Like, it's over for him. Everything. I'm going to take everything away from this dude. I could break you. I could take everything from you. They'll literally just try to do that just to see if they could. So
she then told her friend, oh, actually, I don't need it anymore. That doesn't sound like someone who's being sexually assaulted, Emma. That sounds like someone who's having a goddamn good time.
Also, yeah, she did call her friend. Very brief.
Because if you were being sexually assaulted, you are in a hotel where there are hundreds of people on the same level. You could scream. You could text a friend because it seems your phone was working really fine, Miss Ma'ams. You could run down to reception and tell reception to call the police if your life was at any danger or there was any threat.
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this take. This is a bad take. There's been several stories on this channel where people have been assaulted in hotel rooms or whatever. A lot of the times after these things happen, they don't even really understand what happened to them. They have to process it. It takes like a little bit of time. The girl is just kind of sitting on it. She's like, no, that couldn't happen to me. Did that happen to me? They gotta like accept it first. It's really hard to accept that you basically became a statistic because of the actions of another person. She has every right to be like, yo, I don't know, but like I said no at this time, and then he wouldn't stop, and then I just feel like I'm stripped of my dignity, like my self-worth. I feel like he crossed a boundary. I don't know. Like, yo, did that happen to me? Like, that's what's going through their head. So it's just, this is kind of silly. This is a silly point. I don't really agree with it at all.
Emma, you are a sex worker. You are also a stripper. It's pretty obvious your stripping career isn't taking you anywhere.
That's because somebody's on OnlyFans or a stripper. I'm saying OnlyFans because a lot of people use OnlyFans as an example. Doesn't mean that they're lying about certain actions that happen against them. These people still get assaulted. All right, like I don't know if y'all think that this is like a protection barrier. Oh my God, I am a sex worker. I can never get again, you know, like, no, that's not how it works. I would say you probably are more likely to get violated in these industries. Okay, if you're a sex worker and you're out there and you got clients, you meet the wrong one. Yo, like my client that I sold to, he like violated me. Can somebody do something? Like, that's not how that works. The police are gonna look at you like, wait, so you sell MP? Like, you got to go to jail. Like, that's what they're going to say. This is stupid.
Emma Burns has also done this to another rapper before. Sorry, she has tried to do this to another rapper. I don't know if it's a rapper or a musician. Bryson Tyler. I don't really know who he is. But she has tried to do this to someone else before, and it was unsuccessful.
Quick pause. If Bryson Tiller, I don't know, I don't think this is going to happen. If Bryson Tiller sees this video, or he sees this video that I'm reacting to, yo, if this happened to you, you know who this girl is, and you can vouch that if this actually is the same girl, and this is like the same kind of situation, if you can tell your story, that would change everything. Bryson Tiller, what's up, you know? Thank you for watching Actually Evil. Attack the like button, subscribe to my mailing list, and be at peace with yourself by watching this video over here. It's starving and it feeds on clicks. Go on, do it. Do it!